My name's Buck, and I work with the e-bike team that does turbo and all the turbo products, but specifically Turbo Mountain. The specialized philosophy on e-bikes when we started years ago was to make it a bike first and a pedal assist bike second. So we'd all, been working for years designing traditional mountain bikes. And so that was kind of our background. When we started trying out e-bikes that were on the market, it was like, okay, there's potential to make something really cool here. But we wanted to do a system that wasn't just a bolt-on motor and battery. We wanted to do something that was more integrated, rode more like a traditional mountain bike. And so that's kind of what led us to Levo. And the Levo that we have here is what we launched last fall. It's the second generation of e-mountain bikes that we've done. And we just kind of took it a step further from what we did originally. And that was to step it up in integration and then have a significant drop in weight. So one of the biggest things is for us is integration, of course, and that's putting the battery inside the down tube. We had started with a 500 watt hour battery on our first generation bikes, and there's a lot of talk about how can we increase the range, should we make range extenders, but the thought was, we don't want to burden the rider with having to lose their water bottle capacity or anything, so let's just build the range extender into the down tube, into the main battery. So that's why we have a 700 watt hour battery inside the down tube. And then the motor has changed also. Our motor is one of the most powerful and quietest motors on the market. And this new motor that we have, the 2.1, has allowed us to drop a significant amount of weight. I think it's around 400 grams, and part of that's because of the magnesium housing with the motor. The frame itself dropped another 400 grams or so in weight, just because we went from a system where the battery came out of the bottom of the down tube. Now it slides in from this direction, so we have a full tube structure, which allows us to get rid of a lot of excess material that we had on the first generation. So yeah, some big improvements here, and obviously, like I said, integration is key for us, and then obviously having the app and having our own system that allows the rider to use that app to tune the bike to exactly how they want to ride it.
And do you know the weight on this one?
A size large, out of the box, if you set it up tubeless, about 45 pounds for S-Works. Obviously, we like to talk a lot about our high-end S-Works bikes because they're our favorites, of course, but we make a range of bikes all the way down to aluminum models. This is the aluminum comp model, and there was, with the second generation, a drastic reduction in weight here as well. I was talking earlier about putting the down tube, the battery inside of the down tube, and how much weight that allowed us to drop in the carbon. But the same is true here with the alloy version. We dropped a lot of weight in that down tube alone, and then the way that the motor mounts is quite a bit different. Instead of a huge forging in the bottom bracket area, we now have two stamped pieces of aluminum that are brazed together in the middle, and dropped a huge amount of weight, and still allows us to securely mount the motor inside of that. So today's aluminum frame weighs basically the same as the first generation carbon frame. So a huge weight reduction there too. We do some pavement style bikes, the Vado and the Como, that are more for, getting around town or riding the bike path or doing whatever you want to do. You can visit our website or go to your local Specialized dealer, and you can find our local dealers on our website, specialized.com.